Welcome back to Hard Knocks Games and Hobbies YouTube channel and Mediocre Painting with me, Wayne. Today we're going to be talking about products that are available from Ammo of MIG. Their streaking brushers and their oil brushers. I don't exactly know how different either of these two items are, so we're going to find out. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, so we grabbed a couple off our shelf here to try out, and we got one of the streaking brushes and two of the oil brushes with some interesting colors in them. They've got some videos on the Ammo of MIG website. I wanted to check them out for myself because I wasn't convinced. Why would you need these or want these? So we're going to play around, see what kind of colors, see what exactly the difference is between these two. I have an idea, but I want to test this out on camera. First thing we're going to play with here is the streaking brusher. And this is a medium brown. Anybody who's not familiar with streaking effects, it's just what it says. It's putting streaking lining showing like rain lines, drain lines, mud, oil leaks, gas, that sort of thing, weathering patterns on a model. Pretty long applicator, pretty long brush here. So we're gonna see how this kind of goes on. Just kind of drawing a line with the oil-based paint that's in here. So this is an enamel-based, oil-based, whatever you want to call it. So this will clean up with mineral spirits. And I'll demonstrate this on a model here in a second once we get the behavior of these various brushes figured out. So that's the streaking brusher. Pretty straightforward, interesting application system. Not sure the value of having it built like this other than just like quick reference and quick use. You don't have to pull a paintbrush out to do it. So, you know, that's something. All right, now we have the oil brusher, which from what I can gather is just straight up meant to be just like, you know, brushing on an oil paint for modeling. Once again, I'm not sure exactly the value of it as opposed to just having paint in a pot that you do this with, you know, a paintbrush of your choosing. But maybe there's something here that I don't know about. So this is the aluminum color. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing here is the difference in the brush length between that and the streaking brusher. As far as the oil brush, let me pull this out so we can compare lengths. So you can see that that streaking brusher brush is a much longer apparatus. So that's interesting. Let's see if the application process feels any different. So this is the aluminum, and it's a little bit thicker. It's definitely, I say a little bit, that's definitely a lot thicker. So this is actually more like a paint because I'm actually like getting like ridges in this, whereas the streaking one just was thin and just laid down. Yep, that is a thick paint. And then this is the Mecha light green oil brusher. Yep, same thing, short stubby brush. This one's a little thinner. It's definitely thinner than that aluminum. Make sure it's not just because I didn't shake it quite as much. I don't even know if you have to shake these. It says shake well before use right there. Read instructions, Wayne. See if we can thicken that one up a little bit more. Yep, that's a little thicker. That's better. Not quite as runny. Yep, that's definitely thicker. Now let's see what we can do with it on this dropship model. Had this bad boy sitting in the back for a long time. This is a Battletech dropship model that we got from Ironwind Metals a long time ago. Let's see what we can do with some of this streaking grime and some of these oil brushers. See, normally with a model like this, I would just be taking some Panaline wash and dropping it in these grooves and watching it capillary out and, you know, just lining it that way. But I want to play around and see what this streaking thing does. So we got this turret window here. And from what I could gather, you're supposed to be able to take a paintbrush and just then, oh yeah, that's nice. Muddle that on out to where it's not so stark. There we go. Cool. And because these are enamel oil based, you can definitely go back if you don't like the effect later and get some mineral spirits on like a Q-tip or something and clean these up. So that works pretty well. And obviously this is just a medium brown. They make these in like oil and gas stain and several other colors, but we just grabbed something to mess around with. So you could actually make this look more realistic as you wanted. So let's see how the painting actually works. Like how long are these little brushies going to be good for? I imagine not more than this tube of paint, but we'll see. So I'm not exactly sure the purpose of this other than like hitting a panel on something here and there, or like maybe doing a touch up, or I don't know. If you guys know, please drop me some comments to educate my dummy. I don't know why you would want to paint like this, other than maybe like adding some accents to a model. Because I mean, there's a lot of paint coming off this thing, because the oil paint, while it's thicker than the streaking enamel, it's still relatively thin. Not exactly sure the advantage over a regular paint and brush, other than like, I guess, speed, and you don't really have to clean it up at the end. You just stick it back in the container and then it's good to go, and you let that dry for a while because it's an oil paint. I would say these, because they are enamel based, if you're going over top of, like, if you've hand brushed some acrylics on, you probably don't want to do this without sealing it first. If you're just going over some sprayed on primer like we're going with here, most of that is fine to work with enamels. Now, I could definitely see the use in having this little quick access metal, like if you were trying to like show some paint that's been worn away on the edge, like you could just like do like a paint chip or something like that to show like, oh, there's paint that's chipped away below the surface. So I definitely can see a use for this particular system. Like if I wanted to edge highlight this this panel here, just to make it a little more interesting, make it reflect the light a little bit. That's a pretty useful little tool. That's definitely useful for doing minor detail work, doing some edging, that sort of thing, doing, you know, picking out some things on a model. So I could definitely see where this would be useful, especially with the Gundam crowd, for the customizers and people who like to weather out their Gundams after they get them assembled. They panel line everything. They do some weathering, some battle damage effects, some paint chip effects. So I think I wasn't convinced, if you couldn't tell by my voice when we started this video. I was kind of well, what the f would I ever use this stuff for when I could just use a paintbrush? But I can see the convenience in it of just being able to, oh, here's my brush, let me do a little bit of here and then put it back. Oh, I want to put some more metal here. I forgot that. So being able to just have that kind of quick access to some different colors and weathering effects and stuff for doing, you know, just picking out some details. You don't want to paint an army with this. That is a terrible idea. But if you just wanted to do some, like I said, do some pickouts, do some highlights, these definitely are useful for that. So, okay. Well, thanks for allowing me to educate myself in this video, and hopefully help maybe answer some questions you guys might have had about these. It's neat because now I know why they come in sets. Like, this is the basic color set. It's got yellow, red, and blue. And they got a Gundam right here on the cover to show you, you know, this is what they, you know, they're kind of marketing it towards that crowd, towards the military modeler crowd with the 1/35 scale models and stuff. I can definitely see value in this now. So cool. I was doubtful, and now I have changed my mind. Maybe not every color in the line useful for your kit, but I'm definitely going to pick up a couple of these for myself. Share in the comments your uses for them, please. By all means, drop us a line. Tell me, no, you're doing that all wrong, Wayne. Thanks for watching. Tune in again next time for more reviews and whatever else we decide to talk about on the channel. Bye.